Professor. This is my week 7 course overview presentation. So let's just get right into it with my SAFMEDS data. I've done well. I've done well as far as my SAFMEDS. I've reached the ACEL goals of 14 pretty frequently. Um, the only time I failed to reach the ACEL goal of 14 ACELs within a week was the first week I started Deck 2, where I ended with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had gotten 13 ACELs, 0 D cells as my highest score of that week. But pretty much every score after that week was well above, was reaching the ACEL or above, maxing out at 17 ACELs to 0 D cells. Right now, for the Deck 3, I've reached 15 ACELs in my first week of doing Deck 3 for SAFMEDS. So that is the actual data itself. And of course, this is, SAFMEDS is just a study running trials based off of my study methods and habits. So it was, an easy way to track if my study habits and methods were effective. For the adjustments that I made and why I made the adjustments, let's see. I do have a system of studying SAFMEDS where I start with the definition cards for a given deck, and then I pair those with the concept and example cards that also have the same answer on the back of the card. I start with that as my base, as like my known pile, and then I have an unknown pile of cards that are not a direct pair, and I slowly integrate those in as I study them more and get more familiar with those cards until I have the whole deck, and that's when I'm able to really run trials. Did I meet my personal objectives in this course and why? Not yet. I haven't met my course goals yet. My goal was to reach 20 A cells, 0 D cells for my decks. I haven't done that. I hadn't done that for decks 1 and 2. It's still possible I could do it for deck 3. I have one more week where I'm able to do that. As for the why, just honestly looking at my goal, I didn't set it as a SMART goal. I didn't really challenge myself to meet the goal that I set out for myself. And it's worth considering, like, if I'm not motivated enough to accomplish the goal, maybe reconsider setting my goal, because it doesn't really do any good to set a goal that I don't try to attain. And that can be a good example for me in the future as I move forward in my clinical ABA career. So I think that pretty much squares up everything about this course or overview presentation. Again, it's not too late for me to get 20 A cells on deck 3. Will I put in the effort to do that? I do plan on studying more, so I do plan on improving my score. Let's see if I can get to 20. Thanks so much, Professor.